Legend Total War here, and today we're doing a Rate Your Doomstack video, this time covering a Cathayan Terracotta Sentinel Doomstack. So Miao Ying's in charge of this army, which means this guy actually managed to confederate Miao Ying. You might also wonder if Zhao Ming might have been a better commander of this, because Zhao Ming is able to give melee units, which Terracotta Sentinels are, extra stats. But you might want to go with Miao Ying because she's able to cast heal magic. Now, his winds of magic are very low at the moment, but he does have the Jade Amulet, so we essentially have unlimited winds of magic. So that's interesting. Alright, we're going up against the Ogres, the Disciples of the Maw, and this is possibly the largest Ogre force I've ever gone up against in this game. There are 4 armies, nearly 4 full stacks, so this would be pretty impressive if it can take this out. Let's jump in here and see how it goes. So yeah, if you just want like a quick fight, probably Zhao Ming would be better because they'll have higher damage and melee attack. But if you need an absolute endurance run, like this one, then Miao Ying would be better just for the healer. Because there's no other lord or hero that can actively use a lot of healing. Like, you can get it, I think, with one of the laws of magic, you can have bound earth blood, but you'll only get 4 of them. Which means you can only, on average, heal 16 units. Because it has a limit of 4 entities, even though it doesn't tell you that.
For the defense.
It doesn't, where is it? Yeah, it doesn't say, I don't know why they took that out. It doesn't say that the entity limit is 4, but that is the case. Okay, since we're using single entities, blobbing up's the way to go. Also curious to see how expensive this is in terms of upkeep, because Miao Ying definitely benefits from having missile units because she reduces the upkeep cost by 50%. But we'll see, should we let them get organized? No, we're going up against just a monstrous number of troops. There's no guarantee these ones here are going to be the first ones in, actually. Hang on, 127. No, that army there is going to be the first in. So it'll be the force that's sitting over here, reinforced by this one first. You can tell because it's the shortest time of them coming in. And then these two will start coming in as we wreck them. Miao Ying will have to stay on foot in order to cast Earthblood. Look at that. Earthblood costs 4 winds of magic. Because in order to make use of what's it called? The Jade Amulet, you have to be casting cheap winds of magic. Where is it there? Yeah, it should be fine. As long as we're only spending 4 winds of magic per cast, it should be fine.
The Celestial Daughter. A triviality.
I'm also wondering if we're going to hit the heal cap with them.
Master of Tempest. Mistress of Storm.
But yeah, other Doomstacks that might have been able to handle this would have been the possibly the Bloodthirster Doomstack could have handled it.
It is decreed.
Kara's Fate Weaver could have handled it. I mean, you got unlimited magic, so you just avoid them. And just keep blasting them with Blue Fire of Cinch or whatever. Just take ages. I don't think the Iron Blaster Doomstack could have handled this. Alright, here we go.
The storm unleashed.
They've got some missile units, but most of it's melee, so we want to stay fighting together. It'll also make it easier to pop down heals and also provide other buffs.
The storm gathers. Sent by Gairan, rooting out evil. March for the Emperor. My power is.
So yeah, it's definitely on very hard battle difficulty. If we have a look over here, we can see, yeah, difficulty modifier 8. That's very hard battle difficulty right there.
The Storm Dragon.
And basically, we just let them fight. We need Miao Ying to be right in the middle of this to be able to provide all these buffs. she got pushed out. What are they doing? Alright, bounce power's not in our favor. And we are taking some damage. Oh, missile mirror. That could do okay. Just be careful about how much winds we're using up. Yeah, they're cool. They're shooting themselves. Nice.
For the Emperor! Ready to defend!
Yeah, our low reserves is definitely a bit of a weakness, but we'll see how we overcome it with the Jade Amulet. Good, these stone horns are going down. And they're just keeping a lot of units in reserve. Alright, we're pretty good for magic, so yeah, just keep casting that on this one. I don't think it's a good idea to overcast it right now.
Master of Tempest. Mistress of Storm. The storm wind blows.
That could be useful over... Flesh to stone. Only affects one unit. Right.
My power is absolute.
Should we stick together? Really important. Single entities work best together. Like, this guy over here is going to get wrecked if he doesn't get back into the group over here. Because when they fight back to back, they're not getting hit in the rear.
The storm wind
Which is where they're going to take the most damage. It's the biggest weakness. Oh god. Biggest weakness of single entities. Come on, get in there.
for the defense. Behold the tempest.
Get in there. We're okay for magic. Just keep casting.
Senya, guide me.
Yeah, we're getting it back at a pretty decent rate. Thanks to the Jade Amulet.
Light of Gyra.
This isn't going to be very useful against ogres, so yeah, just keep using regeneration, the Earthblood and Missile Mirror, I think.
The storm wind
Balance of powers moved to be about even now. That's good. Yeah, they've done a ton of damage.
for the Emperor.
Maybe I should have targeted them with the Terracotta Sentinels. It's kind of too late now. They're almost out of ammo.
Ready to defend. My power is absolute.
Yeah, I think Miao Ying is definitely a better choice for a commander of this army. It's just that Zhao Ming, on paper, probably looks like it would be better. This guy's isolated.
Master of Tempest.
Just because he's melee focused. But he's not a healer.
Behold the tempest. Senya, guide me. Light of Gyra.
Yeah, they're all in pretty good shape still.
Mistress
None of the units are in close to their heal cap, so that's good. Let's wait for that to expire so we get the most out of it. Could use regrowth in an absolute emergency, that should be fine. Just don't overcast it.
The storm wind blows.
Alright, if we're at 20 winds of magic, then it's fine to cast.
My power is absolute.
Oh, okay, so the Cloak of Pomei also helps with the magic regeneration, but she has to be out of melee combat for that.
The storm wind.
Well, this is absolutely slaughtering these ogres. I'm not even worried about this at this stage. If we have a look at the enemy reinforcements, they've only got a few left to come in.
Behold the tempest. The storm dragon. For the defense.
That's it, you just stay in the middle there. Don't need her fighting.
For the Emperor. Senyan, guide me.
Bounce of power's in our favour just slightly now. I think the army losses will be triggered soon, because we've barely lost any of our bounce of power, just a little bit. And we keep recovering it every time we cast a heal. They're not really doing much damage to us at the moment. And half of their army's already been destroyed.
Might of Gairan. The storm wind blows. My power is absolute.
Really high melee attack on all this is, but that's probably because of Wrath of the Storm. Guess a boost of melee defense and melee attack is really helping them against a melee-focused army here. I do wonder if it went up against a missile-focused army, would it do so well, because it would just shred them. You've got missile mirror, but you can only target one unit with that. That artillery is only going to hurt their own units. It's not really going to do much to single entities.
Gairan's fury. Behold the tempest. Senyan, guide me.
Hang on. If I overcast this... Yeah, I can cast it all the way back here. 12 winds of magic. That should be fine. Let's wait for them to actually start shooting before we cast it, or else it'll just go to waste.
Might of Gairan.
And that may have been a bit of a waste, but at least it'll last a long time. Just curious to see if we can actually do some damage to it that way.
Ready to defend.
Alright, let's open it. Just, oh, hang on, is it gonna shoot? Is he gonna shoot? God. It didn't do much to itself anyway.
The celestial daughter.
That was a bit of a wasted cast. Good thing we've got unlimited wins.
Master
Okay, he's isolated. Gotta go in there and help him out.
The storm wind blows. My power is absolute. Mistress of storms. Behold the tempest.
No more reinforcements to come. Bounce powers in our favor. This guy here, I'll take two of them here, are almost at their heal limit.
Senor, guide me.
So that's another reason why you want to be back to back like this, so you get the maximum benefit out of these area of effect buffs.
Of Gaira. The storm
Oh, there's the army losses. That was a bit of a waste then. Damn, that was really strong. That was serious forces that we went up against there, and he barely took any damage. Just let him go and I'll do a bit of healing. Yeah, should be fine to use this as well. Yeah, with the power recharge rate of 1 per 2 seconds, we can get, I don't know, like 10 extra winds of magic every time we cast, so even the regrowth is fine. Almost no damage done to the army. That's really strong. I knew it would be strong, I didn't think it would be that good. Like I said, that was on very hard battle difficulty, and there was a lot of stuff in there that was very dangerous. I mean, there was so many stone horns. And I know stone horns are anti-infantry, but they still can do a lot of damage to single entity large units as well. I think these were some of the forces that just never got around to getting here. The lead belchers could have done some damage. That's definitely a unit that we wanted to pop down the missile mirror on, but they didn't show up. Oh, they did show up just slightly. Alright, well, let's have a look at the army and see what he's done to make it so strong, if anything. Is it just by base really strong? Whatever. This stuff doesn't matter. I don't need to send the save file back, obviously. So Miao Ying is there.
my power.
Alright, let's have a look.
Wrath of the dragon.
So you got Stone Gaze there, which is providing weapon strength and a bit of armor for Terracotta Sentinels. That buff is completely wasted. That's not doing anything in this situation here. Yeah, none of her specific skills are going to affect the Terracotta Sentinels, because this is all boosting missile units. What's the cost of this army? 9,000. That's with 44% extra upkeep cost. That's not too bad, I suppose, considering how strong it is. Because, yeah, the upside of going with Miao Ying is you've got a healer, and those buffs are really good. But if we go with Zhao Ming... Actually, he's not too far off. Could I possibly... Yeah, I think I can transfer them into him. And we can have a look at the difference in cost.
Another time. The storm dragon.
The Iron Dragon.
Alright, so we have a look at this. He's level 50. Did you level him up to be good with them? You didn't. So they're not going to have as much weapon strength, but that's because you just didn't put those points in. But he does have that. Did Miao Ying have that?
The majestic defender.
Yep. Yep, we had that physical resistance. Yep. Okay.
Favored daughter.
Yeah, get this shit out of the way. Okay, then we transfer the... Okay, so 9,162. Transferred into Zhao Ming. And...
Crave. Fire.
Alright, because he hasn't gone down the blue line here.
The storm dragon.
But she has. Right, so only a slightly bit cheaper, but that's because she's got 15% reduced upkeep cost. If we have a look at him. Yeah, so he gets to 25%. There's barely any difference between the upkeep cost of the two commanders there. But if you have a look at the melee attack, did you get that skill? Yeah, 15% weapon strength for melee units and 10% melee attack. So if we have a look at the stats in Zhao Ming's army, so 94, 38, 713. Transfer him back.
The celestial.
Yeah, they're definitely stronger in Zhao Ming's army. But I think that healing definitely makes up for it. Because if you've got 82 melee attack, that's pretty much going to hit everything except for dwarfs. You know, essentially the maximum number of times, 92% of the time. I think that's the maximum hit rate. You can't get 100%, even if you're hitting someone with 0 melee defense. So yeah, I think Miao Ying is probably the better choice for it, unless you're on a budget. But this is the kind of unit that you don't build if you're on a budget. So you really could go either way. They don't have any massive way of boosting it. Getting a hero doesn't seem like it's necessary in this, but having, I think, an alchemist just for the extra campaign movement range will be useful, because I don't think we needed 19 of them. 18 would have been fine. Same thing with the Astromancer, but if you put him on a Wujing War Compass and go up against something like that, he's probably going to get killed. Just because they're a bit squishy. But having the extra magic recharge rate wasn't needed either. We had the lowest amount of Winds Reserve to begin with, and I never ran out of magic just because we've got the Jade Amulet. We kept her on foot. She didn't really participate in the fight that much, and it was just all about them doing all the damage, and they handled it. So yeah, in terms of rating this Doomstack, Cathay definitely benefits from having more but cheaper armies. So this is not something that's very practical. But I think we need to give it 2 separate ratings. In terms of like how good it is on the battlefield, it's like a 10 out of 10, obviously. Like, that was just insane that it took that on and didn't really take any damage. How practical is it? Probably more along the lines of like 8 out of 10. So just pick and choose whatever score you like out of that. Whether you focus more on damage and you're not worrying about money. But if you're on a bit of a budget, you know, you've got like under 10,000 gold per turn coming in, you're thinking about building another army, maybe you best build another cheaper army until you're rolling around in cash like this. I mean, that's not that expensive considering they've got 12 supply lines there, but it would be a lot cheaper if she had an archer-based army. Like, if we have a look at this, just real quickly, the upkeep cost difference between Terracotta Sentinels and Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen. Now, I'm not saying that Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen would do anywhere near as well as this. I'm not trying to say that. But yeah, 190 upkeep compared to 444. That's a big difference. So yeah, just comes down to, it's super powerful. It's just a matter of, do you have the budget for it? Anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate the guys sending this save file in to test out the Terracotta Sentinel. I don't think you can really make it any stronger than this. So it was good that we also had Zhao Ming close by to be able to do a bit of a stat difference with him as well. There's individually stronger with him. I guess what you could do, you shouldn't do this, you could have him command the Terracotta Sentinels and have Miao Ying come in as reinforcements and just get her to do the healing. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.